So if I'm going to go take my dog for a walk on a flat collar, this would be only for puppies because all of our recipients will always have their dog leashed to the gentle leader, and that is for safety. Wait. So if I have my dog clipped to the flat collar, I'm always going to have my leash clipped to the D-ring. The reason for that is that the D-ring is on the heaviest part of the collar. So if I have it clipped into the O-ring, it's going to pull this buckle into him, and that's pretty uncomfortable. So I'm going to keep my leash always clipped to the D-ring. That way it stays this nice comfy circle around Goose's chest. Good boy. So I'm going to have my leash on my hand with my 5 fingers up to the sky. My loop is going to go over my thumb. I'm going to turn my palm over, place the excess across like this. All right. As I go for my walk, I'm going to have my leash short enough to where he can't get in front of me. He can't get his nose to the ground, but it's going to be long enough to where I'm not applying any tension to him. So as we walk around, I want you to watch, and I want you to see specifically that the clasp that connects to his collar, you can kind of hear it, it's jingling, but it's also, look how much slack there is. My leash is really short, but there's still slack in it, okay? There's relaxation. There should never ever be any tension on the leash, right? As we walk, notice that his front legs stay in line with my calves, all right? This puts him in the proper position for using the balance assistance harness later. Yes. I go all the way to him. So if I'm walking the dog on the collar, the gentle leader, or in harness, anytime the dog is on the leash and I'm going to give a food reward, I'm going to say yes, count 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000 into my treat pouch, and I'm going to go all the way to him. All right? If I feed him the treat in front of me, yes, he has to come out of position to get it. All right? This will pose a tripping hazard for any handler as well as an extreme safety hazard if you're using the balance assistance harness. Let's go. So anytime I'm going to go into motion, I always tell the dog, let's go first. And he just walks nice and calmly. Now, Goose is an advanced dog, so he understands where he's supposed to be. So one thing that we do teach our dogs is to back off of collar pressure. So if I put pressure on his collar, he's going to back up. All right? I'm not pulling him backwards. I'm applying this good boy, the slightest bit of tension. So the way that this is taught for our puppies is that if the puppy tries to go forward, the handler stops and the dog has to back up and release the tension. So if I'm walking and holding tension on the collar, that's undoing that principle, and I'm actually teaching the dog to pull. So it's extremely important that as you walk, there's never any tension. And if there was to be any tension for any reason, you would come to a stop and the dog would back up and release the pressure. All right. If my dog backs up to release the pressure, but he still is too far in front of me, our legs are not in line, then that tells me that my leash is too long and I need to shorten it slightly. Okay, so in this example, he's walking on the flat collar, and we're going someplace that he really likes. So he's a little far out in front of me, and my leash stops him from going too far. So I'm not pulling him back. He's the one applying the tension. He backed up and he released it. So now we'll continue going on our way. He's pulling again. He backs up and he releases it. So I never want a reward for backing up and releasing it because I don't want them to chain the behavior together. The reward for releasing the tension is that then you continue to go back forwards. So there's still tension, there's relaxation, right? You want there to be a bend between the clasp of the leash and the leather of the leash. Let's go. Once I go back into motion after the tension has been released, then I could start rewarding again. Yes.